Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. It's good to be back. It's good to see you. And this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video, maybe a little bit different than our normal daily wrap up, just because I've been traveling all week. I just got back at 5 a.m. I probably look super tired. I only slept a couple hours, and now we're trying to get back to the normal workflow here as we get the weekend kicked off. Now, we do have some basic news to cover for Raid, but just to be honest with you, I'm probably going to need a day or two to get back into the workflow of understanding the community and get a grasp of everything that's going on. So we'll cover the basics, and then I've got some funny stories and some cool pictures and some stuff to talk about that secret project type trip. That was the reason that I was traveling to Los Angeles and meeting up with people like Deadwood Jedi and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so just a couple hours ago, we did have this Discord dropping from Polarium, and they're going to be continuing to try and rebalance Polymorph and Stone Skin. Obviously, this has been a problem for a long time. It's one of the bigger issues that needs addressed in terms of balance considerations. But what they're going to be doing is not only Polymorph starting to require accuracy on everything but the 6th level, is they're also going to be having the deflection set and the passive from Yumiko's A2 will be able to return the sheep debuff back to the same way the other debuffs are going to be functioning, and even on the 6th level of Polymorph. Now, I don't think that's a big enough change to affect things and how they're going in the overall scheme of Raid, but it will definitely be a boost to Yumiko. Then we've got the Stone Skin will no longer remove or protect from getting the HP burn debuff, and HP burn will deal 5 times as much damage to champions under Stone Skin. Again, they're trying to provide an answer for you to deal with Stone Skin, like another option. I don't know. I mean, instead of the HP burn ticking for what, 3 or 4k, it's gonna tick for 15 to 20k. I don't know that that's enough to really actually counter Stone Skin, but at least they're exploring options to have more robust gameplay in terms of things you can do in these different situations to counter this stuff. And they're talking about the interaction between Quintus and Ultimate Death Knight and all that. I need to do some testing with Quintus and hopefully be able to get him at some point and do more dedicated content on him. And then also CVC is going to be coming up in a few days on Tuesday, and that is going to have personal rewards. Then for the stuff happening in game, this weekend is going to be 2x Void Shards. Now the rotation goes Ancient, Sacred, Void. It goes in alphabetical order, so that means our next 2x event is probably going to be for 2x Ancients, launching 2 weeks from now. Like next week, you'll have some sort of guaranteed or 10x type of thing, and then the week after that, you'll have the 2x Ancient Shards, most likely. For the tournaments and events going on, it's all going to be like your normal kind of fragment type stuff, except for the Champion Chase tournament, where they're going to be putting up a skin for grabs here, and you also get an Eternal Soul Stone. So if you're in a group where it's realistic to win, the rewards up here at the top 3 are decent, and you would get that Eternal Soul Stone and also the Lumaya Prophet Arbiter skin if you were able to win your champ training. So it's probably going to be a decent requirement. There's going to be some people willing to kind of go after that, I think. So it might be a tough tournament to win, but that is outside of the fragment events going on for Great Hoof Loriaka. You've got your Fire Knight over the next couple days, and then you've also got your Classic Arena Takedown starting tomorrow. And then under events, again, you've got that champion training ending today. So if you're going to be going for those fragments, make sure you focus on champion training and get those fragments done before that ends. Now, also, you've got the Doom Tower coming down to its final week, so a good time to start focusing on those secret rooms over the weekend and as we head in to next week and everything like that. Then for the offers, let's see if there's anything worth talking about here. Unfortunately, no. They keep up with this development pack, but yeah, pretty underwhelming here. I expected like a better. Is anything gonna pop up? Doesn't look like it. I was expecting a better offer here for the weekend of Voids, but at least here on my account, I'm not seeing anything noteworthy as of right now. So, okay, now I'm going to talk about the reason that I was gone the last few days and why I was traveling to LA and all that stuff. Here you've got me and Deadwood standing outside the studio. We were traveling to Los Angeles. There was a few creators that were invited. I think there was about maybe 10 people total that were invited. The ones that you would understand the most here on a Raid Shadow Legends channel would be like me and Deadwood and Stu. If you're an old school Raid player, Stu Gaming was there as well. Other ones that you might know here on the channel, Cozy, the Marvel Snap content creator, he was there and he was a lot of fun to get to know, and everybody there was great. So I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm just trying to kind of throw the names out there that you would recognize the most here on my channel. But I did definitely spend the most time with Deadwood, obviously with us being friends and Raid Shadow Legends content creators for years, and we got to hang out afterwards, after dinner, and just talk life and talk content and all that. So shout out to Deadwood, had a lot of fun getting to see him and the other creators as well. But the game that they were bringing us out there to talk about and discuss and record some footage for is King Arthur Legends Rise. That is going to be coming out later this year. So we got to meet some of the people behind the scenes, some of the head decision makers, and the people that designed the game. And then this was the set right here. So this is kind of like the full version of it. It was really cool. It was my first time being on like a Hollywood set where you have like people going up on lifts to get a better shot, and you've got like microphones rotating all around, and all of the extravagant lighting and production staff kind of running around everywhere, and having a director like talk to all of you and tell you like where to sit and what to do. So it was a really cool experience to be around some of the creators that I've known for years and then be in an actual like production Hollywood environment. So then this is a little bit of a different look from a different angle on what the actual set looked like with all the production staff and stuff like that. So what they had us do was they did like a presentation, and then they let us do some Q&A on some of the basics of the game. Then we got to try it on both mobile and PC. It's launching with a PC client and all that. So we got to try both platforms for a little bit, then ask the developers questions, and then they did some fun stuff like having us interact with each other and walk out and show us coming up to the table. Then they did one-on-one interviews with each of us where they could ask us certain questions and let us respond in privately, just one-on-one. And what they did, we were there recording and shooting for about 8 hours, and they're gonna get that down. They're gonna crunch that down into like 30 minutes of ads and just B-roll and footage to kind of hype up the game as they head into launch. So then this is another shot off to the side where it's just Deadwood and I kind of hanging out and talking, waiting for the next scene. Usually they would do like they would shoot for like maybe 30 minutes. Then they would say, all right, break for 5. And then everybody would kind of stand up and walk around, and they would adjust the set and fine tune things and all that. And so this was one of those times where they said break for 5, and Deadwood and I are just kind of standing there chit chatting. And then this right here is kind of like what you see when you walk into the set. You're gonna see that's like a lift right there where they go up to get like a different angle from up above and get different shots that they're doing. And then behind, like over to the right, is where all of the production staff is kind of monitoring things and checking audio and everything like that. Which this kind of shows that, but it gets a little bit difficult because of the lighting. It's kind of hard to get a good picture here, but that's a little bit more like right when you walk into there, this is what you see. And then over on the right side, you can see they've got like the different monitors where they can track everything, and they got the whole production staff kind of monitoring what's going on. And then this is a shot of that similar area off to the right, and this was when I was waiting for my one-on-one interview. Where I'm looking over there, that's where they were conducting the one-on-one interviews, where they ask you your first impressions, what your favorite champion was, and then they're going to use that for footage, and they're going to kind of take the best of everybody's one-on-one interview and chop it into one video. So, okay, all of that happens, and then it's time to leave the next morning, and boy, was it a day. So I went headed to the airport at like 10 a.m. and then had my normal flight at like 1 and all that. By the time I got there and got checked in and everything, well, then I got stuck in Dallas on a layover for literally like 10, 11 hours, something like that. I didn't get home till like 5 a.m. They kept delaying the flight. It was touch and go on if I was even going to be able to come back. So I'm all tired. It's late at night. I'm in line for my last flight. It's like 2 a.m. And then I thought I was going crazy because I'm standing there getting ready for my flight, and I start to hear Ash, like Ash Raid Shadow Legends. I start to hear Ash, and I'm like, am I going delusional? Like, what is going on? I like hear Ash talking. So I turn around and I'm like, hey, what's up? Are you watching an Ash video? And he's like, hey, Chosen, I thought that was you, but I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure. And then we start talking and all of that. So shout out to you, Eric. It was great to meet you, and it was awesome to run into someone who is familiar with the Raid Shadow Legends community. And what a small world. Like, I'm standing in line to get on my last flight, and I hear an Ash raid video going off in the background, and then I end up getting to talk with somebody who understands the Raid Shadow Legends community and has played the game for a couple years and all of that. So it was definitely a fun trip, and I'm glad I went and all of that. Now, if you're curious about like my review of King Arthur. I didn't get to play it, like, just to be honest with you, I didn't get to play it enough to give you like an honest assessment of if I think it's going to be amazing or not. But I will say that I had a lot of fun, and the game has potential. It looks good, and the canvas is there. If they do it well, that it could be a good game. And I'm rooting for them because they were great. They treated us really well. I had a lot of fun, and I can tell that they were genuinely passionate about the game and about the project. So I do hope the game does well. I mean, I want more competition for Raid. I think it's a win for the consumer when there's more and more competition. It's going to drive all these games to be better and better and provide a better experience for the player, because they'll lose people if not. So I want more and more competition, and I hope the King Arthur game does well, and I'll definitely at least play it when it comes out and give you an in-depth review of what I think about it for sure. So that is all for me on this one. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I will see you soon in the next video. It's good to be back, and good luck if you're pulling anything for the 2x Void Shards this weekend. I'll be back to the normal workflow as of tomorrow and be up to speed on everything kind of going on and keep you in the loop here on the channel. So I appreciate all of you. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.